Over the next 20 years, South Africa's energy generation capacity will need to grow by more than 40,000 megawatts, twice as much as what's available today. This is according to Futuregrowth Asset Management, who believes that renewable sources could make up nearly 42% of new generation capacity. Paul Semple is portfolio manager at Futuregrowth, and he'll be joining us now for more detail on this. Paul, thanks so much for joining us. I don't know if you managed to tap into the conversation I was having with Donovan a short while ago, but he was saying a lot is at play within the energy space right now, and with that, a lot of focus being directed towards renewable energies. Is enough of a focus being placed on that segment of the energy market?
Thanks, Alicia. Yes, I believe there is. At the moment, there are 28 projects, renewable energy projects, being rolled out around the country, and approximately another 19 that will be commencing in the next 6 months. So yes, there's a lot of attention, a lot of focus, a lot of momentum behind the renewable energy sector at the moment in South Africa.
Let's take a look at the kind of investor interest that is being generated here. I mean, what kind of landscape are we looking at, and is it triggering the right investment interest? How popular has this become as an investment avenue?
It's become very popular. South Africa has produced a very good framework for investors into renewable energy over the next 20 years, and it's attracted a lot of international attention. A lot of international developers are in the country at the moment behind these projects. They're transferring a lot of their skills to local companies. And it's a very active, vibrant sector to be invested in at the moment.
In fact, the Renewable Energy Independent Power Producer Procurement Program has been designed by the Department of Energy to procure private sector participation in power generation, and that, through the more competitive process of various bidding rounds occurring approximately, every 6 months we're looking at. What success rate are we looking at on that front, Paul?
Yeah, it has changed. The first bidding round, approximately 50% of the applicants or the bidders won preferred bids. In the second round, there was a lot more competition with a lot more bids going into the round. And the success rate was around 20% of bids that were awarded preferred tenders.
Mm-hmm. Of course, that's some of the opportunity, because as we highlighted, we can see the kind of gap the renewable energy space can fill, and how we can better alleviate some of the constraints that that face us on the energy front. Paul, in terms of risks, what risks are the investors facing?
Yeah, that's a good question. The main risk is during the first 2 years, I would say, as these projects are being constructed. The critical aspect of the construction is that the contractors perform on budget and on time, as they've committed to do. And the second risk would probably be the technology that's used. The technology needs to be reliable and proven. It needs to perform over the 20-year period of the contract with Eskom. And thirdly, maybe the resource risk, the risk that the wind doesn't blow as hard over the 20 years as it's projected to, or the sun doesn't shine as brightly to generate the power.
What about the fact that we may well see tempered demand from the average South African consumer, given the fact that electricity supplied by renewable energy developers is more expensive than conventional energy?
Yeah, in terms of the contract that these projects will enter into with Eskom is committing to pay for every megawatt of electricity produced by the projects, whether it's required by Eskom or not. So it's a take it or pay for it arrangement over the 20-year span of these projects.